Hello everyone and welcome to our kitchen. Today we'll be making an American style Alfredo, which means we will be using heavy cream. We'll add some broccoli and shrimp along with fresh Parmesan cheese and some other tasty ingredients. So let's get everything together and start cooking. For this recipe you will need some shrimp, that's about 3/4 of a pound. I've got broccoli florets, 2 cloves of garlic, some fresh Parmesan, some sweet basil from my garden, that was about 1/2 cup, 1 tomato, 1 scallion, and then you will need some heavy cream, some dry white wine, and some pasta. I'll be using fettuccine today, and that's everything. First thing we want to do is cook our broccoli. In some boiling water, we're gonna add all of our broccoli. This was about 1 head of broccoli. We're gonna cook for about 4 minutes, and then we're gonna remove all the broccoli and place in an ice bath. And we're just gonna shock the broccoli, just get it to stop cooking quickly so it'll stay nice and green and crisp. Then in the same water, we're gonna add a punch of salt and our fettuccine. This is about 1/2 box. I wanna make about 2 plates for me and Kathy. We want to mince up 2 cloves of garlic, and then with your 1 scallion, you want to separate the whites from the green, and you want to cut the whites real fine. We can saute that in the beginning. And the green we're also going to cut fine, but we can add this to the sauce later on in the dish, and also use a little bit as garnish. The basil, this is just about 1/2 cup from my garden. We're just rough chopping it just like that. We're gonna dice up 1 tomato, take the core out, dice that up. And then we're gonna grate about 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Make sure it's a good Parmesan cheese. So now we wanna saute our shrimp. We're gonna add a little extra virgin olive oil and butter, and in a pan on medium-high heat, we want to saute our shrimp for a couple minutes per side. We're gonna add some salt and some pepper, and then I'm also gonna add a little bit of Tony Chachere's seasoning here in just a minute. We really only want to cook the shrimp for about 3 minutes total because we can add it to the dish at the end. We just wanna remove it now so that it doesn't overcook when we build our sauce. And now we can set up all of our ingredients next to our saute station. We've got the shrimp, the aromatics, the broccoli, our heavy cream, and our dry white wine. Now in a pan on medium-high heat, we want to add some extra virgin olive oil and a small pat of butter. Then we want to add the white parts of our scallions and garlic. I know that scallions might seem kind of unusual to put in Alfredo, but it adds an excellent flavor. You just have to cut it down really small so it kind of disintegrates into the sauce along with the garlic like that. Then after about a minute, we want to add in our dry white wine. That was about 1/4 cup. And we want to give this 1 or 2 minutes just to evaporate, mostly about 80%. If there's a little bit left, that's okay. And then we can add in our heavy cream. That was 1/2 pint. Add in your tomato. I didn't want to saute the tomato in the beginning because I don't want it to break down too much. I want the tomatoes to stay intact. That way the sauce will stay white and not turn pink. And also add a nice little acidic bite. That was the sweet basil that we added. We can also add some of the greens of the scallions. And now turning the temperature up to high, we want to really bring this up to a high simmer and continue simmering for about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm going to season with some salt and cracked black pepper. I just used a small pinch of salt because we still have the Parmesan to add. Once the Alfredo sauce has reduced to under half, you can then add in the broccoli and the shrimp. And then continue simmering for another 2 minutes just to have everything nice and well incorporated. If you want the sauce to be a little bit thicker, you could add a couple tablespoons of the pasta water. I like it this consistency. And now you can cut the heat to your burner and add in all your Parmesan cheese. This was a little bit more than a half a cup of fresh grated Parmesan cheese. Do not use Kraft or any cheap Parmesan, use a good Parmesan. And now we're just gonna swirl everything around and get it nice and incorporated. Check one more time for seasoning. I think it was perfect, didn't need any more salt or pepper. It tasted amazing. And now when your sauce is exactly how you want it to be, the very last step is adding in the pasta and get it nice and well incorporated. Flip it around a little bit, use some tongs, get it nice and creamy all through those noodles, get everything mixed well together, and now we can plate and serve. A traditional Italian Alfredo doesn't use heavy cream or butter, but this Americanized version still is very delicious. It's definitely worth trying this recipe. It's super rich and decadent, and what makes it is deglazing it with the white wine and the tomato, because instead of it being super rich and filling, that acidic component actually cuts through it and makes it more balanced. Give this a try and let us know what you think.